Hello everyone, I'm Anuj Kumar Sabha, Chartered Accountant. In this video, we are going to discuss about accounting concepts and conventions. I guess that CA and ACT CA students would already be aware of this. So, this video would be much more beneficial for the MBA and the PGDM students who are uh, opting for this finance, in which you are having accounting as one of the subject. So, let us continue. So let us start our discussion about accounting concepts and conventions. See, what is the basic difference between accounting concepts and conventions? See, accounting concepts are the assumptions or the basis on which the accounting has been formed. And whereas coming to the conventions, conventions are regarded as the common practices that is followed by everyone, every business entity. Anyway, so let us dive into this accounting concepts and conventions. So it is very important for interviews. So if the profile is about accounting and finance, any placement profile, then definitely a question will be asked from this accounting concepts and conventions. Let us discuss about this accounting concepts and conventions. The first one is the business entity concept. See, whenever accounting is happening, we assume that the entity is separate and the owners are separate. See, in case of company, no doubt that there is a separate entity concept, separate legal entity concept. The company is treated separately and the owners are treated separately. But not only for companies, for every type of business organization, whenever you are recording the information, whenever you're recording the passing the journal entries, then the accountant should treat the business as a separate entity and owners as a separate entity, right? That is the reason why in the balance sheet also you can see capital. See, capital is given by the owner only, but still from the business perspective, the capital will be shown as a liability, which means business is having an obligation to repay that money to the owner. Have you all understood this? This is what called as the business entity concept. So business will be treated separately and owner will be treated separately. Business income, business expenditure are treated separately and personal expenditure of the owner, personal income of the owner will be treated separately. So you can see the concept of drawings. So drawings is the personal expenditure of the owner, not the business entity. So it is not recorded as a business expenditure. It is recorded as drawings from the capital. So that is the importance of this business entity concept. Next comes money measurement concept. See, in money measurement concept, it says that whenever you are doing the accounting, you are recording something, you are passing a journal entry. So please ensure that if that transaction can be measured in terms of money, only then it should be recorded in the accounts. Otherwise, it should not be recorded in the accounts. Okay. For example, say the expertise of the employees. For example, the company is having very good employees like you people. They are very good employees. So having good employees, having high competent employees is definitely a good asset to a company. But still, no company records it. Have you seen in any balance sheet recording the expertise or the competence of the employees as an asset? No. But is it not an asset to the company? Yes, it is. But it cannot be measured in the terms of money, so it cannot be recorded. So money measurement concept says that whatever you can measure in the terms of money, only you record that, other you don't record. Next. Third one is going concern concept. See, going concern concept, everyone, I guess already you know this concept, going concern concept. But see, whenever you are telling to others, tell that going concern is an assumption which says that the business will continue for the foreseeable future. Use the word foreseeable future. Why? Because many of the students are using indefinite period of time or infinite time. See, it is not infinite time. Going concern is an assumption that we assume that yes, the business will continue in the foreseeable future, means whatever the future we can see. It may be 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years. See, I can't foresee the future of a company for 100 years or 200 years, isn't it? It's not possible. But upcoming 2 3 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, what is going to happen, I can have that visualization, right? So going concern says that assume that the business will continue for the foreseeable future, means whatever you can foresee the future, and then do the accounting. That is all about our going concern concept. And see, that is the reason why in the balance sheet you can see the assets if they are recorded at historical cost, which means going concern is there. If the same assets in the next year, if it is recorded at realizable value, which means see historical concept में क्या होता है, so we tell the shareholders that yes, or the owners that the we have purchased the machines, and we are going to use that in the business and make some benefit out of it. But in realization concept, what happens, we don't show at the historical cost, we show at the market value. See, when we'll show at the market value, whenever the owners are having the intention, or whether or whenever the business is about to close, only then we record it at market value, right? So I'll demonstrate through an example. Let us say an entity purchased an asset for 10,000 rupees and the life is 5 years. So as per SLM method, the depreciation should be 2,000 rupees per year. Okay, let us say 3 years has completed. 3 years have completed, and the 2 more years are left. So at the end of third year, how we will show it the balance sheet? It is 10,000 cost minus accumulated depreciation. It is 6,000, and we show it as the value, the book value or the net book value. The net book value as 4,000. Which means we are telling the owners that long back we have purchased this for 10,000 and 6,000 worth of benefit already has been derived, and 4,000 is yet to be derived, means another 2 more years we do the business and we will recover this 4,000 rupees. Now this does not mean that the market value of the machine is 4,000, right? This is called as historical cost, right? But whenever we are having an intention to close the business, or the business is not going to continue in the future, then it will not be shown at 4,000, it will be shown at market price. Let us say the market price is only 1,000. Okay, so it will be shown at market price, or it is called as realizable value, how much you can realize from it. Okay, so if this is there, we can say that yes, going concern is there, and if it is shown as market value, we say that going concern is not there. Okay, so that is the concept of going concern. Next, the next one is accounting period concept. See, whenever accounting transactions are recorded, it should be recorded for a particular period. Now, see, it does not mean that after that period the recording will stop. See, business is a continuous process. The business keeps on doing the transactions, and the company or the business keeps on recording it. Now, whenever we are analyzing our situation, it may be a position of the organization or it may be performance of the organization. So we need to assume that yes, someday we are taking a break, means we assume that yes, today we are closing our business, and then we start analyzing or preparing a statements. Otherwise, business is a continuous process. 5 years, 8 years, 10 years you are doing the business. It does not mean that up to 10 years nobody will do the performance analysis, isn't it? So for doing performance analysis, we require financial statements, balance sheet, and profit and loss account. Now, you can't wait till 8th year or 10th year and prepare balance sheet for, at the end of 8th year or 10th year, or you can't prepare profit and loss account for 10 years together, right? By that time, everything will be lost out of your control. So we assume that a particular date which will be acting as a cutoff date, and we prepare the accounts for a particular period. In India, generally it is for 12 months. In the world also it is 12 months, but the timings differ, right? Like in India, we follow the financial year, which starts from 1st April to 31st March. 12 months period we maintain the data, means we prepare the financial statements for 12 months. Similarly, in US, they follow the calendar year, 1st January to 31st December. Right? So have you all understood this? So that is called as accounting period concept, which means accounting should be done for a particular period. Now, it does not mean that after that period it will stop. It will continue, but accounts are prepared for a particular period. It may be a 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, 12 months. Generally, the accounts are prepared for 12 months. Now, if a business is existence for less than 12 months, in that case, we prepare the accounts for that limited period only. But there should be a certain period of time for which the accounts are prepared. And then comes the concept of cost concept. So cost concept says that transactions should be recorded at their historical cost. Okay, but it should not be recorded at their future values, okay, or their market values. Like I told you in the example of purchasing an asset. Now if the value of the asset, means the purchase value of the asset is 10,000 rupees, you should record 10,000 as your transaction cost, matlab the asset price as 10,000, right? If it is having a market value of 12,000, you can't record it at 12,000. Why? Because that is market value, it is not cost. So transactions are always recorded at cost. Okay, so here cost does not mean only the purchase price. For example, say you purchased one machinery for 10,000 rupees. For transporting it, you incurred some transportation cost, unloading cost, and then installation cost. Now here cost means all that cost put together only we will record it, no doubt in that. But market price we will not record it. Fair values won't record it. Okay, but again there are certain accounting standards for some assets, and for some liabilities it is telling to record at fair value. That is a different concept, but these basic concepts and conventions are used to build up the accounting. So accounting cost concept says that record the transactions at their cost. Next concept is dual aspect concept. So dual aspect concept says what? For every debit there should be an equal and opposite credit. So हर एक ट्रांजैक्शन में टू पार्ट्स होता है, एक डेबिट होता है, दूसरा क्रेडिट होता है. अकाउंटिंग एंट्रीज आपने पास किया. सो अकाउंटिंग एंट्रीज में क्या होता है? एक तो डेबिट होता है, दूसरा क्रेडिट होता है. कुछ ट्रांजैक्शंस में, कुछ एंट्रीज में क्या होता है? मल्टीपल डेबिट्स होता है, मल्टीपल क्रेडिट्स होता है ना? So in every case your debit total credit total of one entry should be equal. Means हर एक डेबिट का इक्वल एंड ऑपोजिट क्रेडिट रहना चाहिए, राइट? अगर डेबिट में 10,000 आया, क्रेडिट में 8,000 आया, इसका मतलब ये होता है कि आपका जनरल एंट्री बहुत अच्छा है, तगड़ा बनाया आपने. ओके, I was just joking. Worst entry. You should not pass like that. Your debit total, credit total should always be equal. Only then we say it as a correct journal entry. So dual aspect says that every transaction is having two parts. One is a debit part, another one is a credit part. Next is our matching concept. So matching concept says that your incomes and expenses should match for a particular period, which means for the current year incomes you only should match with the current year expenses. You should not include last year expenses. You should not include future year, upcoming year expenses. You should not include upcoming incomes. You cannot compare upcoming incomes with previous year incomes. Matching concept says that current year incomes you match only with current year expenditure. That's all. In that income or expenditure, don't include previous year or future year. It may be income or it may be expense. Do not include what? The previous year expenditure or incomes, or future year incomes or expenditure. Current period incomes only you match with current year expenses. Have you all understood this? Next. The next concept is realization concept. Realization concept says that whenever you are recording any transaction, like for example, say you are recording revenue, income you are recording, income sales you are recording. See, if there is no concept of realization, for example कंपनी ने सेल किया, बिजनेस ने सेल किया कस्टमर को, कस्टमर बोल रहा है कि मैं पैसा नहीं दूंगा, आई विल नॉट गिव यू मनी, मीन्स देर इज नो कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ रियलाइजेशन. जितना आप सेल किया उतना रियलाइज कर नहीं सकते हो. इन दैट केस you should only record that much value which you can realize it, right? अगर realization नहीं होता है तो you can't record it, the you can't record it. So as I told you that realization concept says that if the money can be realized, only you record that. For example, say you have done sale of, you have done a sale of 1 lakh. Okay, but the customer is saying that I can't pay 1 lakh, I can only pay you 80,000, which means you should record 80,000 only as your income. Another 20,000 you should write off to profit and loss account as bad debts. You can't record it. It's not your income, so don't record it. So if you have already recorded, reverse it as bad debts. Next, accrual concept. Accrual concept also I guess you will be aware of, right? What does accrual concept says? Okay, So whatever is flashing in your mind, so I'll tell the answer, you try to match with that. So accrual concept says that record the transactions whenever they are incurred but not whenever they are actually paid or received. Right? For example, say the rent for the year is, let us say, 1,20,000. 10,000 per month, total for 1 year, it is 1,20,000. Let us say out of this 1,20,000, you have paid 1 lakh, but still this 20,000 is outstanding. Means you did not pay it. You will be paying in the upcoming year. Even though you have not paid 20,000, still in the current year you will be recording the rent at 1,20,000. Why? Because accrual concept says that don't see whether you have paid or you have not paid, see whether you have incurred or not. Means in case of income, whether you got the right. See, it says that accrual concept says that in case of income, if you get the right, record it. Don't see whether you have actually received or not received. In case of, in case of, just a minute. So in case of expenditure, see whether you got obligation or not. If you got an obligation, you record it. Don't see whether you have actually paid or not paid. You may pay in the next year, or you would have paid in the last year. Right, you would have paid in the last year, or you would have paid in the you will pay in the upcoming year, but that rent, that the amount expenditure belongs to current year only, you record in the current year. Okay, that is the reason why in the accounts you can see outstanding expenses, which means where you have an obligation but not actually paid, you will be paying in the upcoming year. Right, like in our example, 20,000 is outstanding, you did not pay, but still we record 1,20,000, not 1 lakh. Similarly, income, accrued incomes we record. For example, say you have sold the goods to the customer and customer has said that I will do the payment after 30 days. But still today you record it as a sale. Why? Because today you got a right to record the sale. But receiving of money will happen after 30 days. But still today you record it. Why? Because accrual concept. Accrual concept says that you record the transactions whenever you get the whenever it is incurred, but not whenever it is actually paid or received. Right, you may pay next year, or you may receive in the next year, or you would have already received in the last year, but still it is not last year's income or last year expenses, it is current year income, current year expense, so record in the current year only. Okay, so accrual concept again is leading to matching concept. So these are all the concepts. And next, let us discuss about this conventions. So I said that conventions, what are conventions? Conventions are the general practices, common practices. So these are the common practices. So first one is consistency. So in this, the first one is consistency. See, listen carefully. What is consistency? For doing accounting, there will be certain accounting policies in every business. See, accounting policy is nothing but certain rules and regulations, in order to do the accounting. Now, these accounting policies should be followed in a consistent manner. Consistent manner means without changing it. Okay, accounting policies are designed by management only, designed by the board of directors or designed by the owners, right? And they should be followed in the business consistently without making changes year by year. For example, say this year you are following SLM method for depreciation, next year your mind changed, you following WDV, and again the other year, the upcoming year you followed SLM. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है. अगर आपको SLM फॉलो करना है तो कंसिस्टेंटली फॉलो करो, नहीं WDV फॉलो करना है तो फॉलो करो. Right, that is called as consistency. Or we can take another example like valuation of stock. 1 year you are following this FIFO method, first in first out method. Second year you are following this weighted average cost. Third year you are following this LIFO, last in first out. Right, and 1 year you are following cost, and the year you are following the NRV, net realizable value, again you are shifting to cost. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है. अगर आपको कॉस्ट फॉलो करना है तो कंसिस्टेंटली फॉलो करो, एनआरवी फॉलो करना है तो कंसिस्टेंटली फॉलो करो, कॉस्ट और एनआरवी विच एवर इज लेस फॉलो करना है तो कंसिस्टेंटली फॉलो करो. Right, and remember here accounting policies again should not contradict with accounting standards. अकाउंटिंग पॉलिसीज जो है ना अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स को विरोध में हो नहीं सकता है. So accounting policies should always be inconsistent with accounting standards and those shall be followed without any changes. Right now you may get a doubt that sir can it never be changed? Can it never be changed? The answer is yes, it can be changed. It can be changed under three circumstances. Right? Accounting policies can be changed under three circumstances. Accounting policies can be changed under three circumstances. What are the first circumstances? See, if any law or regulation is mandating to change, so every business should follow the laws, isn't it? They can't go beyond the law. The law is saying to change the accounting policy, the business should change, whether it likes or it don't likes, it doesn't like. Second one is if any other accounting standards says if accounting standard says that you please change the accounting policy in order to match with accounting standards, the company should change, business should change. It can't say that no, no, I will not follow accounting standards. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है, इलीगल हो जाएगा. ओके, अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स बोलता है अकाउंटिंग पॉलिसी चेंज करने के लिए चेंज करना ही पड़ेगा. And the third one is for better presentation, right? For fair presentation, if you want to change the accounting policy, you can change, right? Except in those three conditions, you can't change your accounting policy. It should be followed consistently without making any changes. Are you all clear? Next comes our full disclosure. See, full disclosure concept क्या बोलता है कि देखो आपका बिजनेस में जो भी हुआ वो प्लीज शेयर होल्डर्स को डिस्क्लोज करो, ओनर्स को डिस्क्लोज करो. ओके, whatever happened in inside your business, right, you should give disclosure to your owners. You should not hide any information from the owners. Full disclosure concept says that you disclose it. That is the reason why after balance sheet, profit and loss account, we are having notes to accounts. Means at the end, means cash flow statement showing changes in equity. After that we are having notes to accounts where the management try to discloses the important issues that has happened inside the company during the period. Okay. सी फुल डिस्क्लोजर का मतलब ये नहीं होता है कि हर दिन क्या क्या हुआ डिस्क्लोज करना है, ऐसा नहीं है. फुल डिस्क्लोजर मीन्स जो भी मटेरियल ट्रांजैक्शंस हुआ, जो भी मटेरियल चेंजेस हुआ, जो भी इंपॉर्टेंट इश्यूज हुआ कंपनी में, उसको डिस्क्लोज करना पड़ेगा नोट्स टू अकाउंट्स में. राइट, यू शुड नॉट हाइड, द कंपनी और द बिजनेस शुड नॉट हाइड एनीथिंग एनीथिंग, राइट, एनीथिंग which is important for the decision making of the owners. They should give it as disclosures. Right, have you all understood this point? And then comes the concept of materiality. Materiality concept says that if there are any important items, important transactions, you show them separately. Otherwise, you can club with some other things. I'll tell you an example. For example, say salaries which are paid to the employees. Now, salaries payment is a very, very big issue inside the company. Huge amount will be there. So you can't club salary amount with any other expenditure. Okay, but let us say for the employees every day evening some tea and coffee is served. In that case you can't club this, I mean sorry, you can't maintain this tea expenses as a separate head. Or uh, let us say inside the company some small issues happened, some small expenditure incurred. Let us say the company have purchased some small plants in order to decorate the rooms. Okay, so in that case, when compared to the entire expenditure of the company, that expenditure incurred for plant is very very immaterial amount. So in that case you need not maintain that expenditure as a separate head in the accounts. You can club with any other item, right? जैसे कि miscellaneous expenditure में डाल दो. Okay, और एम्प्लॉयज के लिए जैसे मैं एग्जांपल कहा जाए टी एक्सपेंसेस फॉर द एम्प्लॉयज. ओके, और some festival has come and let us say some snacks has been given to the employees. Now see, for all these type of expenditure, tea expenses and then this snacks expenditure, you can't maintain separate head क्योंकि उतना मटेरियल नहीं, उतना इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है कंपनी का जो ऑपरेशंस होता है ना. इसलिए यू कैन क्लब ऑल दिस एक्सपेंसेस अंडर वन हेड कॉल्ड एज स्टाफ बेनिफिट एक्सपेंसेस और स्टाफ वेलफेयर एक्सपेंसेस, राइट। अगर अमाउंट बहुत छोटा है तो मिसलेनियस एक्सपेंडिचर में डाल दो, क्लब कर दो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं। लेकिन अगर कोई इतना बड़ा एक्सपेंडिचर होगा तो सेपरेटली दिखाना पड़ेगा, राइट। जैसे कि डायरेक्टर्स रेम्यूनरेशन, सी व्हेन कंपेयर टू द इंडिविजुअल सैलरीज ऑफ द एम्प्लॉयज ऑफ द कंपनी, डायरेक्टर्स will take huge amount, so their expenditure is very very huge, very very material. And not only the director's salary is should be paid as per the companies act, right. In that case it is so material, so you can't club under any other head, you should maintain separate head for it. Have you all understood this point? So that is called as concept of materiality. And the last point is conservatism. Conservatism concept says that whenever you're doing accounting, do not estimate what are the future profits. Try to estimate the upcoming losses and try to record it. You should not overstate your profits, right? You should not overstate your profits. But if you are being little bit alert about the future losses, identifying the future losses, expecting the future losses, you can record it now, right. That is called as the conservatism mentality. But for everything we can't follow conservatism. Why? Because again, see, conservatism concept is subjected to accounting standards, right. So since you are expecting next year loss of, let us say, 100 crores, you can't record 100 crores today. Accounting standards won't allow it. But this is the common practices that is followed, isn't it? But if there is any specific standard stopping this, we should stop. Okay. Otherwise, conservatism principle says that expect the future profits, expect the future losses and record it, but don't expect the future profits. So this is all about the concept of अकाउंटिंग कन्वेंशंस एंड अकाउंटिंग कॉन्सेप्ट्स। बेटा देखो, और एक भी आपको याद करना पड़ेगा, फंडामेंटल अकाउंटिंग assumptions. See, fundamental accounting assumptions are not nothing new. Whatever there in conventions, only three items we will take from that, and we will name it as what? Fundamental accounting assumptions. Fundamental accounting assumptions. Now, why these are called as fundamental accounting assumptions? Why? Because it is fundamentally assumed that these are already there in the accounts, right? Fundamental accounting assumptions are, so three items. As I said, there are three items. The first one is called as accrual, second one is called as consistency, and third one is called as going concern. Third one is called as going concern. So these three are called as what? Fundamental accounting assumptions. Now, why these are called as fundamental accounting assumptions? Why? Because these are generally assumed to be there in accounts. अगर नहीं है अकाउंट्स में, आप ये फॉलो नहीं करते हो, तब डिस्क्लोज करना पड़ेगा, राइट। फंडामेंटल एजम्पशंस क्या होता है कि डिस्क्लोजर नहीं चाहिए इसके लिए, राइट। अगर एक कंपनी एक्रूअल सिस्टम फॉलो करता है तो ये डिस्क्लोज नहीं करेगा कि मैं एक्रूअल फॉलो करता हूं, क्योंकि फॉलो करना ही पड़ेगा। अगर कंपनी नहीं करता है, एक्रूअल कॉन्सेप्ट फॉलो नहीं करता है, तब उनको डिस्क्लोज करना पड़ेगा कि नहीं भाई, हमने एक्रूअल कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं फॉलो किया फॉर सो एंड सो ट्रांजैक्शन। सिमिलरली कंसिस्टेंसी ऑफ अकाउंटिंग पॉलिसी फॉलो करना पड़ेगा, वो फंडामेंटल एजम्पशन है। अगर कंपनी नहीं करता तब डिस्क्लोज करना पड़ता है कंपनी को, राइट। गोइंग कंसर्न, जैसे भी मैंने एक्सप्लेन किया, गोइंग कंसर्न इज फंडामेंटल अकाउंटिंग एजम्पशन दैट योर बिजनेस विल कंटिन्यू इन द फोर्सिबल फ्यूचर। अगर आपका बिजनेस फोर्सिबल फ्यूचर में कंटिन्यू नहीं होता तब डिस्क्लोज करना पड़ेगा कि नहीं, अगले साल हम बिजनेस क्लोज करने वाला है या अगले 2 साल में क्लोज करने वाला है करके मेंशन करना पड़ेगा। नहीं तो शेयर होल्डर्स को और ओनर्स को कैसे पता चलेगा? नहीं चलेगा ना। इसलिए उनको क्या बोलते हैं? फंडामेंटल अकाउंटिंग, तो क्या बोलते हैं? फंडामेंटल अकाउंटिंग assumptions. See, these three I have taken from the above concepts and conventions only. Okay, so this is all about our discussion about our accounting concepts and conventions. So if you have any doubts or if you want to have any video on any other topic, please mention in the comment box, and please also mention your suggestions in the comment box. That's all for today. Have a nice time. Next video, I will try to come up with the interview questions. Next video, I'll try to come up with the interview questions. So those who are appearing for the interviews, for them it will be very, very helpful. See, the interview questions that I'm going to make a video upon is not that really they will ask them, based upon my previous experience about with the placements. So I'll come up with a video about what type of questions may be asked in the interviews. Why? Because every interview is a unique interview. We don't know what will be asked. But based upon my previous experience, I will come up with a video about interview questions to be asked in the that would be asked in the interviews. Okay. Anyway, up till then, have a nice time. Please keep on revising your accounting and finance concepts. Bye.